All right, welcome back, third graders. We are, believe it or not, holy cow, we're on week 4 of this and day 1. So hopefully you had a good weekend and everything's going good with you and your family. Everything's going good here. We've been keeping busy. What have I been doing with my time? Taking the dogs for walks, playing out in the yard, mowing a lot of lawn, doing fix-ups around the house, and watching a lot of movies with my kids and my wife. So, yep, that's pretty much how it's going for me. Putting a lot of weight on, so I'm getting to be a little bit of a chunky monkey. Need to work on that. So, but I have been out running and biking about every day, so trying to stay in shape. Hopefully you guys are getting outside, playing with this nice weather. Could be worse, we could be stuck inside in the middle of winter with nothing to do, right? So at least we have some nice days we can get outside and have fun. So I just want you to know that I miss you guys, and I've been getting some responses back on my YouTube videos, so feel free to leave comments at the bottom. But yeah, I just want you to know that I miss you all, and I would probably much rather be in classroom with you guys than having to do it like this. But it is what it is, so. All right, well, here we go. Enough for me jibber jabbering. Let's get started with our work. Today we're going to work on bell work, math, and then we'll finish it up with cursive writing and me reading from Jack Sparrow. All right, let's see here. All right. All right, a tire is made of rubber. Here we go. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right, so you need a capital A at the beginning. So capital A, okay. Tire needs to be lowercase, T-I-R-E. Is okay, okay. The D needs to be lowercase, L-A-D-E. Of is okay. And rubber needs 2 B's in it. R-U-B-B-E-R. So a tire is made of rubber. Period. Alright. Oh, I made my capital A in the cursive form. Gotta make it regular. There we go. Alright, so now to cursive. Now capital A in the cursive form looks like that. So A, tire, is made of rubber. Period. Alright, make sure you're practicing your spelling words every day, and it's also practice in your handwriting, okay? Be as neat as you can. Let's review this week's spelling words. I say them, you repeat them. Alright, because, rubber, about, puddle, alive, behind, before, around, better, attract, move up a little bit, kettle, hammer, attend, tickle, and people. Let's see if there's any words that might be a little confusing on the meaning of them. The only one I can really think of, maybe a couple of them. So like a kettle, that is something like back in the old days that people cooked out of. So you had a big cast iron kettle, and they would cook out of the kettle over a fire or something like that. Now we just call them pots and pans. Attend means to like go to. Hopefully we will attend school in the fall. So, anyways, okay. And for the math, oh, and make sure you have week 4, day 1 worksheet. Here we go. Sorry if you hear some pounding in the background. We're tearing up tile in the basement, so we're gonna redo our basement while we have the time. Might as well be doing something, right? All right, here we go. 291 plus 136. 7, 12, and 4. 427. 700 plus 238, 8, 3, 9. 291 minus 136. 1 minus 6, can't do it, gotta borrow. 5, 5, 1. 155. Make sure you have these bell works done before we go over them. Okay, otherwise you're just writing down the answers, right? Alright. 0 minus 8, can't do that, gotta go way over here. Borrow, borrow. 10 minus 8 is 2, 6, and 4. 462. Alright, 2-digit multiplication. We'll do old school first. 2 times 9 is 18. Carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. 108. Okay. 9 times 10 is 90. This is the new school. And then 2 times 9 is 18. Add those together and you get 108. Again. Alright. 7 times 3 is 21. Carry 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 2 is 8. 81. New school. 3 times 20 is 60. 7 times 3 is 21. And that gives us 81. Alright, 6 times 5 is 30, carry the 3. 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 3 is 27. 270. Alright, 6 times 40 is 240. 6 times 5 is 30. 0, 7, 2, 270, 270. Alright. 9 times 3 is 27, carry the 2. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 2 is 5, 57. 3 times 10 is 30. 9 times 3 is 27. Right, 7, 5. 57 and 57. There we go. 42 times 9. 9 times 4, 2 times 9 is 18. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 plus 1 is 37. 9 times 40 is 360. And then 2 times 9 is 18. 8, 7, 3, 378. Boom. Alright. 12 divided by 4, that would be 3. You know, count by 4 is 4, 8, 12, 3 times, right? 15 divided by 3, well, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 5. 6 divided by 2, 2, 4, 6, 3 again. 8 divided by 4, well, 4, 8, 2. 10 divided by 5, 5, 10. We did that twice. Go back and check your work. 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times 3 is 15, and 3 times 4 is 12. Alright, fractions. These fractions got to be getting pretty easy for you. Alright, well anyways, 6 over 6, that's 1 whole, right? Well, how do we make the other side a whole? Well, 9 over 9, right? They both represent whole pies. Pies could be the exact same, just one's cut into more pieces than the other, but they're still the same size pies. This pie here has 6 pieces, this pie here has 9 pieces, but in order to eat the whole thing, you have to eat all the pieces. 0 over 10. Well, whenever you see a 0 in either the numerator or the denominator position, you automatically know that that fraction is equivalent to nothing. It's 0. This is like saying I ate 0 pieces out of 10 pieces. I didn't eat anything out of 10. So maybe there's a submarine sandwich had 10 pieces. How many did you eat? Well, you didn't eat any of them. So what's the value? 0. Well, here's a same size submarine sandwich, but this one's cut into 12 pieces. But you're not hungry, so you don't want to eat any of them. So what would you put up here? You would put 0, because you want to eat 0 pieces out of 12. Maybe you're on a diet, because quarantine's making you chunky monkey. So you eat 0 pieces, right? You're like, I'm going to skip that sub for today. All right, here we go. That is our math. Tomorrow's math will be week 4, day 2. Don't fall behind. All right, on to the math. Oh, money. Here we go. All right, money, dollars and coins. Okay. Now these, remember, you don't need to have done before the lesson. I'm going to teach you the lesson first, and then you can go ahead and do it and have it ready for the next day when we'll correct it after we go over bell work on Tuesday. Okay. So anyways, first you have to probably understand the value of the money. You did this in 2nd grade, and we got into it a little bit in 3rd grade. I think the part that confused you most is what does each one, which one's a picture of, and what's the value. So if you're unsure when you do this worksheet, ask your parents. Your parents will be able to look at that and know right away what coin it is. The coins are probably going to be the most confusing. But anyways, these are quarters. Quarters are worth 25. And that is a dime, okay? Dime is worth 5. Over here we have dimes, I'm sorry, dimes worth 10. I get going too fast, I make mistakes. So dimes worth 10, a nickel's worth 5, right? Alright, and here's 2 dimes, these are worth 10s. And this dark one here, well, that's a penny, okay? So pennies are the only ones that are like different colors, so a penny, as we know, is worth 1, okay? Well, here's our nickels. So the nickels have a picture of the capital on it, okay? So you just, nickels, these are nickels, and the nickels are worth 5. Dime is worth 10. And then you have your dollar bills up here, okay? All right, so let's do, remember there's 2 sides of this. Let's do 1 and 2 together, so you guys got an idea of what you need to do, okay? So remember, money is, you got your dollars and your cents, okay? So you're going to separate it with a decimal, okay? So dollars go on the left, cents go on the right, okay? So before you do the dollars though, don't do the dollars first because you might have enough change to make another dollar. So if your change adds up to over 100, then you need, or 100 or more, then you need to add that to your dollar side over here, okay? So right now, let's start with the change. So we have 2 quarters. Let's start with the big ones first, right? 2 quarters, 25 plus 25, that's equal to, say it, think it, 50, right? All right, so we have 50 cents, and feel free to write on your paper if you want, if it helps you. So we have 50 cents in quarters, but we got that little dinky dime there, which is worth how much? 10, right? So you're gonna have to add 50 plus 10 to get your change, your cents. That's pretty easy, you can do it in your head, right? What's 50 plus 10? 60, that's right. So then you just write your change here, okay, your cents. And then the other side, since this doesn't go over 100, we can just leave that. Now we go up to the dollars and we count how many dollars we have. We have $1, $2, pretty easy. Keep track though, you know, you might get a tricky one, and instead of saying 1 on there, like a $1 could be a 5, a 10, or a 20. Okay, there's $50 bills, there's even $100 bills, okay? So be careful of that. I think in 3rd grade, you're probably just gonna be working with dollar bills, but just always take a little look and make sure they're not trying to trick you, okay? So anyways, we have $1, $2. So our total money is $2.60, but we're not done yet. What symbol do we put in front of dollars? We gotta put the dollar sign, which is like an S, okay, with 2 lines down. So that's $2.60. Let's go ahead and try number 2 on your own. Let's see how you do. I'll give you a minute, see if we can figure it out. Just look at it. So remember, do your cents first. I would start with putting your cents sign there. Separate the dollars and the cents. Okay, so let's add up our cents first, make sure it doesn't go over 100, and then we have to add to the dollar. So we have 2 dimes, which is 10 plus 10 is 20, and then we have a penny, which is worth 1. So 20 plus 1, so if you look at it, it could be like this. Okay, 10 plus 1 is 21, right? So we'll write our 21 there, and our cents does not go over 100. So we can keep it the way it is. If this said 121 cents, then we'd have to take 100 of that and add it to make it a dollar. So it wouldn't be $100 though. 100 pennies, 100 cents equals $1. Okay, so anyways, so now we have, and then we have $2 up here, so we have $2.21. So don't forget your dollar sign. All right, so your today's assignment is to finish that up, 3, 4, and then on the back you have a 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Oh, look at number 4. There's a lot of dollars in there. Okay, so have that ready for tomorrow, and Tuesday we'll go over it. All right. Oh, well, that's it. Okay, now we just go on the easy part of the cursive and me reading to you. So go ahead and get your cursive sheet out. Maybe you already have it. You know, if you're organized, you got your papers out and ready to go before we even start, right? But that's sometimes easy to forget. I forget sometimes. All right, here we go. We're gonna go with the ocean theme. Yeah. Who's this guy? We can skip the ad just a second. There we go. Skip. I don't think you want to learn about electrical just yet, right? All right, here we go. Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Coming Storm. I'll read back a little bit because it's been a couple days since we heard the story, just to remind you of what's going on, because we're on chapter 7 already. Let me just read back from the last page. All right. What a little brute, Fitzwilliam said in wonder, offering Arabella a handkerchief. She shook it and wrapped it around her hand. Constance growled a little. Then she leapt off the post and walked away sulkily, her crooked tail high in the air. Remember the cat? She's just been through a lot, Jean protested. Jack rolled his eyes. All right, now that we have all been introduced, and I assume there isn't anyone else, no nephews turned into rats, no second cousins turned into rabid dogs, no. Well then, would you mind leading us to the spring you mentioned? With pleasure. Jean grinned. Follow me. All right, chapter 7. Okay. The crew of the Barnacle followed Jean and Tumen and Constance along a well-worn path. It led deeper into the island, directly toward the jungle. Soon small trees shielded the crew from the sun. With the shade and the promise of a good drink of water, Jack, Arabella, and Fitzwilliam felt their spirits renewed. Aren't ye a bit wee, lad? I mean, to serve on a ship? Arabella asked Jean curiously. He and Tumen both were a couple of years younger than the rest of them. 13, the oldest. Not a private merchant ship? Jean gave an elaborate shrug. Not missing a step through the undergrowth? As the song says, there are a lot of ships in the Caribbean, and a lot of sugar that sails the high seas. Tumen and I have an advantage. We are reliable, we are not married, and unlike the old salts, we do not drink. He grinned at Arabella, who found himself smiling back. Behind them, Fitzwilliam walked close to Jack. Are you going to tell them of our vessel, the Barnacle? Of course I am, Jack said in a dismissive huff. Obviously, not having thought about it before, they need a ship, and we need a crew, assuming they even get to join us. Are you sure that's wise? We do not know anything about them, really. Fitzwilliam glanced toward Tumen and Constance. They were both bringing up the rear, walking as silently as ghosts. Constance flattened her ears and bared her fangs at Fitzwilliam. He shuddered. Well, besides the odd stroke of luck that saved our tails on this most recent mission, we don't know anything about navigating, either, Jack pointed out. Or do you miss the bit where we got lost and wound up in a hurricane? These lads know what they're doing. We'll never find the sword of Cortez without decent navigators. All right, but if anything happens, I will take Jean. You take Tumen. Fitzwilliam tapped the pommel of his sword. And Arabella gets the cat, Jack said, adding hardly a fair fight. Poor Belle. Ah, here we are, Jean declared. Drink up, me mateys. Beyond that looked like just another patch of scrubby trees was a secluded, cool little nook. A rocky overhang shaded a series of clear pools fed by a spring that bubbled up like a fountain. Arabella immediately fell to the ground and began drinking handfuls of the cold water. Jean laughed. The pool below the spring is just as clean, but much easier to fill your bags with. And have you suffered any ill effects as a result of drinking this? Fitzwilliam asked. It's been a full day now, and none, Jean said with a shrug. He sat down and rested his hands on his knees. Tumen stood quietly nearby. But what are you going to do now that you have water? Please tell me that the three of you have a ship to go back to. Well, as a matter of fact, we do, Jack answered proudly. The mighty Barnacle survived the storm. We just need to strengthen the mast, and she's set to sail. Where is the rest of your crew? Tumen asked. Ah, you're looking at it, Jack said, grinning. Jean laughed again. Mighty, you said your ship was. Can you take us to our port? Tumen asked. Aye, Jack said, trying to think through all the angles quickly. As much as he didn't want to admit that Fitzwilliam was right, it did seem a little too early to invite these two. Three, rather, with open arms. We could, if it's on our way. Oh, disgusting, Arabella shouted, suddenly trying not to shriek. It first appeared as if Constance were making amends, trotting up to Arabella's injured hand and mewing a little. But instead of licking it or purring, the cat daintily dropped a human finger bone into the grass before her. Jack looked curious. Where are all these coming from? He asked. Up the path there, Jean said, pointing. We can take a closer look if you'd like. When they had all turned to go and she thought no one was looking, Arabella glared at the cat. This isn't over, she told her. The path they now followed was barely more than an indentation in the dirt. It went around the back of the spring and up the rise behind it. From there it climbed slowly. All right, we'll stop there. Good work for today. Remember, for tomorrow you will need your reading sheet, which is... Let me show you. All right, you will need. Right away, this is what the title, the cover of the book looks like. Jack Sparrow. All right. You will need the one that says week 4, and it's Prometheus is how you pronounce that. Prometheus brings fire to humans. So that's the reading sheet you'll need for tomorrow for fluency. And also your spelling bingo sheet if you want to play spelling bingo by yourself or with somebody in your household. Okay, so good work today, and I will see you tomorrow.